Welcome to Leave Room for Milk, the podcast centered around life, the creative journey, and a good cup of coffee. I'm Jesse Shemeka, co-host, with my other co-host, Chris Gray.
Here, and we are here today with my favorite band, All the Rest.
Yeah, good group of guys, only about 75% of them, but we have Bailey, lead guitarist, Caleb, frontman, Judd, drummer. So, yeah, guys, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for having us.
Great here.
Great to be here.
You guys love coffee?
We do love coffee.
Oh my gosh.
We drink it
Too
like
much.
so much, especially me and Caleb, dude. We're always on coffee.
Yeah,
man.
a little
Always.
addiction. What kind of mugs we rocking here?
I brought my Venom mug. I'm kind of a nerd.
Oh, that's very fancy. That's a
So
that's a good $35 mug there.
nah, dude, $3.
Really? Oh man, I got excited. the dad came out.
Everyone listening
The dad
on their
came out.
headphones are just dying.
All right, and what? Yeah, so
I got my favorite Christmas mug here. Yeah. My fiance's mom gave it to me.
can't
It's my
beat that.
go-to.
I have this mug my parents gave me. It was handmade by a dude in Athens and it has little alien spaceships on it.
Did you do that on purpose?
City. What?
An alien mug?
Yeah, I did. So just to clarify here, Jesse is terrified of aliens.
Terrified.
So I brought this mug in honor of his fear, his phobia.
you.
Of
Let
Let me
aliens.
get a better
Appreciate
look
that.
at it.
It's right here.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Handmade.
Yeah,
Thanks
right?
for
Isn't
that.
dope?
Yeah.
I went fancy. I'm sorry.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's our mugs on fleek.
So let's go ahead and talk about like you guys as far as your music and how it all kind of started, where you guys grew up and how you guys all kind of came together.
Well, first of all, me and Bailey are cousins. Those of you that didn't know. And Bailey and Judd have like always been best buddies since they were little kids. You know, naturally I just hung out with Bailey and Judd all the time. And we started playing together when we were about like 13 in our local church youth group, like the little praise band. So that's how we started. And then after doing that for a while, Bailey started writing songs. It was obvious that he had a gift pretty early on, and so we decided to leave the church thing for a little while and just do our own thing, write about whatever it was that we wanted to write about at the time, and so yeah, ever since then,
How old are you guys now?
20. Me and Judd are 20,
I'm
and
21.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this has been a good 8 to 10 years in the making here. Huh?
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, we started playing together when we were like 13 and like, in the church and stuff, but we were always been jamming together since we were like 9 or 10.
And our bass player's who isn't here, he's Trey. His name is 22. He's 22 years old.
Yeah.
So he's the grandfather.
He's
then.
the grandfather. And Trey came in a little bit later. He came in
Grandfather
when we were,
Trey,
like-
where are you today?
He's making some cash money right now.
Making money. Yeah,
making
I hear you.
some
Well,
cash
that is
money.
important.
Yeah.
So you guys started off playing music in church, kind of formed. When did Trey come into the mix, your bass player?
Trey came in when we were around 14, I think. Yeah, he came in for our second like official show that we
Yeah,
ever
it
played.
was 2015, right?
What was the
something
show?
like that. The show, okay, I can't remember what the second show was.
Yeah. So we had someone else for our very first show. We kind of put the band together. We were always kind of playing in in my basement and stuff like that, and just screwing around and jamming. We got a gig opportunity, and put the band together, and then we put out an ad on Facebook actually to find a bass player, and Trey's mom found it, and apparently she had known my dad. And so she responded for him.
Through
and
what, like church or just mutual friends?
I think it was like when my dad was in the band. She like took pictures of his band back in the day or something
Okay.
like that at a live show.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how we met Trey.
Yeah.
And so out of the group, who all writes? Is it kind of a collaboration between all of you now? I know that he said that you were writing young.
Yeah, it's a pretty collaborative process for sure.
It can be.
I mean, usually, like most of the time, it's Bailey that starts the lyrical ideas and stuff. Or just song ideas in general, whether
Concepts.
it's like
Yeah.
lyrically or just sonically. But but I'd say like me and Bailey do a lot of the writing, and Judd and Trey definitely collaborate and stuff.
Yeah,
as well.
it can be collaborative. Bailey writes a lot of it, and Caleb has just recently, I think, come really into his own on a writing level. One of the biggest things is finding our lane each creatively in the band has been a big part of it recently.
It's been a struggle at times too.
Yeah, it can be a struggle as finding like each individual creative lane. You know what I mean? Because when you have 4 guys in one band, it's like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like if let's say
me and
like,
Jesse can't agree on color.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
film,
Like
so.
if I'm not the best writer, like what do I do in a writing session? You know what I mean, or something like that. Like obviously I'll pitch in ideas and stuff, but I don't want to damper on his idea when it gets obviously better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I leave it most up to Bailey and Caleb, and then I kind of just go do off what I think I needed to get done.
For a while, like a couple years ago, it was like this weird dynamic when we would write. It was almost like it almost felt a little competitive, which was like not good, you know, because at the end of the day, you want to just use what's best, you know, the best ideas that are thrown out, and look at it from a different perspective than like, okay, you know, how much of the percentage am I getting in the song or whatever.
Exactly.
So I think with like growth and maturity, we've kind of, you know, that process has just changed, and now it's, you know, it's definitely a little bit more, you know, more of like a healthy process.
And you guys write with like externals people as well?
Yeah, we do write with we write mainly with producers that we work with, which we don't work with a whole lot of producers right now, but we got kind of like 2 guys that we've been working with on the most recent songs that we've got that we're gonna put out soon.
And talk about too like how your sound has evolved.
Oh my gosh.
It's changed a lot. You know, we started obviously playing in church, and then we just doing covers, and then we moved on to a little more of a Americana kind of almost
like
Mumford
weird,
inspired.
like,
you know, like
It was like folky.
everyone
pop
kind of went through that
sound
phase
thing.
for a little bit. You know, when Mumford was huge.
Oh yeah.
And we even had a banjo player at one point.
Oh nice.
And that was hilarious.
Dude,
but
he was
when,
so good though. I'm just gonna like street credits to
I
that
don't
guy. He
remember
was
that.
really great.
Was
yeah,
that
it
before?
wasn't
Didn't
very
need him
long.
anymore.
Once we went into the studio to do our first EP, we he couldn't go. He couldn't even go to the studio. Like he had like football practice or something.
Like
and-
school. I think he went to a local like private school. And he
or
had to go to
something
school.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, well, no more banjo. And our
You go to
producer,
school, you're out.
our producer ended up kind of taking us into more of a pop sound. He kind of helped.
He helped us find a lane.
Yeah. And it really just has been developing since then, and we've had some things happen. It's like, you know,
So
like a
we've gone
project
through
we did.
ever since that first EP, To Win Your Heart, which was, you know, very, very like,
Which is
you know,
really hard to
country,
find now, right?
country folk inspired.
Yeah, it's not anywhere.
What year was
But
that
yeah,
even?
that was
Was it 15, 16?
2015 or 2015, I think.
Yeah.
I think it came out when I turned 17.
Yeah.
So whenever
Yeah.
that was, 3
so,
years ago.
but
It's old.
like ever since then, we've gone through like so many phases of just like trying to recreate our sound and then not being happy with it, and then, you know, that was why we had such a long period of time where we didn't put out any music. But I think honestly, just this past year or 2018, like that was, you know, the time where we really found a sound that we were happy with and that felt just natural.
yeah.
And I think it came from change within our own lives. A lot of crazy stuff happened, especially for me. And like my family moved to California. My girlfriend lives in a different country, and I was kind of just like living on my. I was about to have to start living on my own, and they moved back in summer. And so I just started writing a bunch of songs about just how much life was changing, how everyone's getting older, and I'm trying to just figure it out. I'm like, you know, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, there's a common theme in a lot of the stuff that's coming out soon, and it's all kind of the growing up thing, because we're all in that process of like getting older, and it's really weird and scary for all of us,
Trying to make money.
and trying to make money and to survive and things like that. So that's like something we've really been trying to write about,
Yeah.
just
That's great.
growing up.
That's realness. That's
yeah,
truth.
exactly. Growing
Yeah.
up and girls is the two topics we
Yeah.
write about.
That was something like when I first heard your guys' music, when I first met you guys, I was like, man, they sound really good. But the thing that always stuck out to me was like lyrically, I was like, they're good lyrics, but it's weird coming from them. you know. But now when I hear your guys' music, I'm like, that's them.
Yeah, and we were so young then too. It's like you can only write about what you experience.
Yeah.
So if you haven't experienced anything, there's nothing to write about. So like up until recently, all we experienced is like dating and like hanging out. You know,
which to win your heart.
That's what it's about, you know? And like even songs after that, it's just like about kind of just, you know, face value, like relationships.
Yeah,
you know?
we so on this next EP that we're putting out, we have our kind of our first song that we've you know that we're gonna put out that's about something other than, you know, a relationship or a girl.
Yeah.
And we're super excited about it because I think we really we might have hit a home run with this one. So
it's always like exciting when you do that, because I remember, you know, me being a songwriter as well and a musician, it's like I agree, it's like every song was about a relationship.
You know,
at
a certain point, it's like how, you know, like shit, we all have girlfriends and they're all fantastic, but it's like, why let's write about something else?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and the thing about love is that it's like an emotion that moves you so much, and that's why, you know, it's so easy to write about that. And other things, I think that's why it's been so easy for me to write these other songs now, is because these are things that are actually, you know, changing everything about my life. Like not living with my family anymore, having to live on my own and, you know, pay for things. Like, it's hard.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, and I feel like everyone can relate, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you guys want to touch on your personal lives just as far as like how it's affecting the music? I think that's a really good topic.
Yeah. Caleb, why don't you start this one off, bro?
yeah, well,
Directed at Caleb Bailey.
as many of you that are watching might know, my fiance is expecting. She's having a baby.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks, I appreciate it. So next month, February 27th.
Oh, wow.
is the due date.
Soon.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like last year, I found out she was pregnant when the four of us were actually in LA working on new music, and it's kind of crazy that it happened around that time. And you know, it was just like this crazy phase for me. I just remember being in complete shock for a couple weeks, just thinking,
Which
you
is
know,
normal.
you know, thinking the worst and thinking that, you know, like my career is going to be over. Like there's no way I can pursue music and provide for, you know, a baby and all this stuff. But I think after a while, you know, I realized that, you know, it's a gift and that it's happened for a reason. And, so that, you know, that definitely changed my just outlook on life and my future and, you know, this band. And, you know, obviously I'm sticking with it, you know.
I think it maybe even motivated you a little bit more.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that was when
A little more all or nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's when I had to, you know, kind of tell myself like, all right, it's time to take this shit seriously. So
Yeah.
It definitely can be it's gonna be a great thing, man. I mean, you know, me and Jesse have experienced the joy of a child. So
yeah, it's definitely not a downside.
Yeah.
You're gonna grow in a lot of ways. It's gonna open up a lot of, I think, music ideas too.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
And just it's fun, dude. It really is fun. Don't let
we
anyone
get
else
a
say
band
differently.
baby. You know,
Band baby.
band baby.
yeah.
That baby will have the coolest life.
Baby boy, right?
Yeah, it's a boy.
Judah.
His name's Judah. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Bring
Nice,
Judah out
strong
at the
man.
shows.
Yeah, we actually already got him some little baby headphones to wear, noise canceling.
Nice.
For when he comes to the
That's
shows.
awesome.
That's a
Yeah.
great idea.
Judah, I like the name too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
we're
so
excited.
Like the Lion of Judah.
yeah, I think trying to kind of veer into another path. So you guys, you know, are here in Georgia. You've kind of grown this hometown fan base, which has grown.
Yeah,
immensely.
It's grown a lot. We worked really hard at that.
Yeah.
At growing a hometown fan base, and it's hard when everyone knows you. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you're friends with everyone, so you just have a bunch of friends and not fans. So it's like, how do you reach the people you don't know in your hometown?
Yeah.
And that's just honestly just pursuing like playing a lot of local shows that are actual good ones. You know, and like just hitting the social media thing hard.
Yeah.
And I think like people just started paying attention this past year.
I noticed you guys are trying to even spread out outside of Georgia. I know you guys have been going to LA, and I think you guys did a show in Tennessee, right?
Yeah, we've done a couple shows in different states. Yeah, we try the best to get out of Georgia to play shows when we can. It's just a lot of times it's like you got to make sure that show's gonna be worth driving. So like 7 to 8 hours to do it.
And there's been so many things that have come up, like tours that we were like so prepared to jump on, and we were getting ready to go and budgeting it all out, and then everything was just, it's always just falls through. It's pretty annoying, but a lot of people think that they can do the the whole promoter thing and put together tours, and it's not an easy thing to do.
I think the one thing that is like about being in a band is nothing's actually happening until it's happening. You know what I mean? Like you can have all this stuff going on.
Don't ever count on anything.
Yeah, you can't count on anything. But you can just hope for the best. It's keeping a positive attitude on it.
We run into that a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys do.
We've had a few instances last year where it's just like we thought this was the direction we were going, and like people were on board, and it just
people
hardly ever pans out.
I mean, that's part of it for sure.
Yeah.
Well, y'all's. I mean, I didn't get turned on to you guys until this last year when, Jesse basically told me about Waste My Money and brought me on to help shoot the music video, which actually I have clips of that.
Pull it up.
Actually, I think Waste My Money and that music video was a huge jump start for us this past year.
Yeah, I do. I mean, but anyway, like that's when I first heard your music, and I was like blown away. I was like, holy cow, like these guys are legit.
Appreciate that, man.
Thanks.
So I think all of the music that you guys have been doing, I forgot to make that one letterbox. But anyways, I think all the music that you guys have been putting out recently is great. I haven't really dug into a lot of your older stuff, but
you won't find it.
Yeah, you won't find it. We give it to you.
Find it.
We've made sure of that.
Yeah.
So as far as rebranding goes, like I know there was a time in your guys' life.
That was like the biggest struggle.
Well, hold on before, because I don't think you know where I'm going with this. So when we had Steven on, we talked about when you guys were trying to change the name.
Oh, wait, Steven Stanley?
Yeah.
Really? Did you guys talk about that?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, no.
So you want to talk a little bit about
that
just rebranding and trying to figure out like what your guys' image is?
So many names and so many arguments.
So many arguments.
Honestly, I think one of the biggest problems this band has had that's hindered us is overthinking decisions.
Dude, we overthink everything, bro.
Overthinking,
when we knew we had to like rebrand ourselves,
Yeah.
we thought we need a new name, but we ended up just sticking with our name. And I feel like, a band and its aesthetic and, style and sound defines the name rather than the name defining.
Yeah.
So
where did you guys even come up with the name?
Well, I think the name is kind of ironic because it's like, all the rest, we don't want to sound like all the rest. We don't want to be all the rest. It's kind of like an ironic thing, but
Play on words, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like we want to appeal to everybody else. We want to.
That's really where the name came from. It's like we just wanted. So when we changed the name to All the Rest years ago, we were playing a lot of youth groups, like touring youth groups, and we were like, man, this is cool, but like, you don't want to do that forever, we wanted to go into more of the secular thing. So we wanted to play for all the rest and not just youth groups.
I got it.
So that's really where that like originated from.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was cooler, cooler.
I mean, I actually really like it.
Yeah, it fits you guys.
I think it's good.
Yeah,
I used to not like it.
I think
but
so.
I
think so too. Yeah.
I like it now that we're more like we're just officially like a pop band. I like it a lot more. Because we struggled with we were like, we want to be like an alternative rock band.
Yeah, when you guys were kind of going through the folky stuff,
be
like
edgy and mysterious.
We wanted to be edgy.
Fields of
like
Fire.
a pop band, though.
Yeah, but let's be real.
Hold on, there was Fields of Fire.
Oh, God,
what was the other
dude.
one? The street
There were
name?
so many.
I don't know. One my mom came
Mountainside
out.
Tiger was
something.
one of them.
Mountain
Tiger.
Hill.
But now that we're like, let's be real, we're on the edge of
Brokeback
being a boy
Mountain
band,
Yeah.
and All the Rest is a perfect fit for that.
Yeah.
So I'm
no,
cool
it
with
definitely is. It's a catchy name, and it definitely there's something nice about it too. Like just it feels like you're not trying to portray yourself as anyone else. Like it's just
Yeah.
like there's no like ego behind the name either.
Well, we spent a lot of time trying to figure out like an essence for the band and like our vibe and what we wanted a message we wanted to send out to people. And like the thing is like, and once you just take everything away, we're just four dudes who like to hang out and have fun and play music.
Yeah.
So that literally is the essence. You know what I mean? There is nothing else to it than that besides just some substance in the lyrics. We're singing about what we're going through.
Yeah.
I feel like our friends and fans were able to tell when we were trying to be something else besides ourselves, and when we were trying to, emulate other artists. And so I think that's another reason why the name is cool. It's like, it kind of keeps us accountable in a way that, like, we don't want to sound like somebody else. We just want to be ourselves.
Yeah. I feel like Black Plague was like the last kind of song of that era before you guys full on switched to like pop.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
It just didn't feel
natural.
Yeah, it just didn't really feel like totally us,
I do like Black Plague though.
Yeah, no, it's a cool song, but we just knew, like, playing that song that it wasn't really our full potential yet.
But Black Plague was kind of, it wasn't even, it didn't even sound like what our music sounded like before. It was kind of its own thing.
It was like almost stuck in the middle.
It was a staple, but it's not. It was nothing, I think, defining. It was more like the our clean slate. We kind of like, this is we're changing.
Like one.
But we don't know what we're gonna change to yet.
Yeah,
and now
exactly.
we kind of know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, when you guys play that song live, I loved when you guys play that song live because you guys just went like ape
I know.
shit.
And we're
Like,
gonna miss it
was
because
great.
anyone who's heard that song or has come to a show recently knows that we don't play it anymore.
Yeah.
And who knows? We might bring it back.
We might bring it
eventually, or maybe like just for some live shows. Once the fans are.
It was always a good ender
Demanding
too, like
enough.
with your older songs.
Last show, 2 shows ago, we played a hometown show and it was sold out. And we didn't end with Black Plague.
Yeah.
And we had so many people come up to me like,
They just
"Dude,
keep going
what are you
encore
doing,
until
dude?"
you play Black Plague.
I was
Yeah.
actually down. Like, a fan was like, Black Plague, and then Judd just like ran off the stage. He was like, nope.
No, that was the
I'm out.
that was the last show. We played a show in Atlanta a couple days ago, and it was we didn't
Oh,
play
yeah,
till
yeah.
like
Yeah, that's it.
11:45. It was like an old dingy bar. Everyone in there was like smoking. It was disgusting. I wanted to
Oh,
go
this is the
home.
most recent.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't really want to be here anymore.
Judd wasn't about it.
So let me
I wasn't
ask,
about it.
like, what are you guys doing to try to progress and to try to get to where you want to go? I think obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, we know what the goal is in sight. So like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Well,
actively to try to
I
reach
think
that.
Two of the main things we're doing right now is we're really working on social media because we can't deny that's a big factor
Oh, yeah,
in
absolutely.
the creative industry these days. And then the second is trying to move to LA.
Yeah, because our management team is based out there, and we go out there to visit every now and then, to work on music and just shake hands with the right people and stuff. And we feel like there's it's vital that that we be located out there, and it's just time for us to leave the area, the environment we've been in for so long, and just take that next step, that next milestone.
LA's been great to us so far, and we think that maybe if we were there, it would continue to do that. Because I mean, we've been in Georgia our whole lives. We know it. We've seen everything here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's like, not to say that we're never inspired, but it's where we live isn't inspiring anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As long as you guys come back and play all the time, because now you have a huge home following. So.
Yeah, I mean, our family and our best friends are here. That's going to be like hard to leave, so we'll definitely come back.
Do you guys work with like a booking agent, or are you guys booking your own gigs? Like,
right now, we're booking our own shows.
I got you.
But we have some stuff coming up soon that I hope works out great. But just some future plans with bookings.
Also, to add on your question, we've been working on our next EP that's coming out that we're super stoked.
What's
Really-
different about this EP
A lot.
compared
Yeah,
to
So much.
a whole lot. For
Can you
sure.
guys
not-
put it in a way that
It's even
most people will understand? So
It's
you
not
guys
a side of all the rest that you've heard.
So, for our audio listeners and people that maybe haven't heard your music yet, kind of describe what your music's like now and where it's going to be kind of going.
Right now, I'd
new
say
album.
like the last 2 songs we put out, it's they've kind of got this like cohesive like indie pop vibe. I'd say they're both a little similar. And the rest of the songs we're going to be putting out, I feel like there's much more depth, especially with the lyrics, and I feel like the batch of songs we're going to put out on the CP is like pretty well rounded with our sound now.
are you guys like self-producing it, or do you have a producer you're
It's
working
a
with?
little bit of both. We have 2 guys out in LA that I mentioned earlier that we write with, but they also produce on the tracks, and I produce on them.
Yeah.
A lot of either the songs will start there or they'll start here. But
yeah,
I mean, it's a lot of work from
our
couple
producer
different guys.
Ben deserves a lot of credit for the sound we've kind of conjured up. You know, he's helped push us a ton. Like he's always pushing us to get a little bit different or try something a little bit out of the ordinary. Yeah, Ben's in LA, and he's like always pushing us to get a little bit weirder or a little bit different than
a little bit out of our comfort zone.
Yeah. And that's helped us. Honestly, getting us out of our comfort zone has helped us find our comfort zone in music, I think. You know.
And there might be a song or two that a lot of people might not like. It's we're being experimental, and we're trying to find sounds that we haven't done before, and things that will hopefully sound original or at least fresh.
I've noticed that with like musicians, like when they release an album that's completely different from what they usually release, it's a lot of like backlash, like this isn't good, blah blah blah. Then they release the next album and it's like it blows people away. Yeah. But like what people forget is like that album that came before helped craft what is out now.
It'll still be cohesive to For You and Waste My Money. It's still pop, Yeah. But it's just it's a little bit. How do you?
It's a step further.
It's a step further, and it's like brutally honest. You know what I mean?
You guys moving into dubstep?
Yeah, we're going Skrillex.
Bringing it back.
Yeah, we're going Skrillex on everyone real quick. No.
Black Leg dubstep remix.
Please.
Oh my gosh.
If anyone wants to do that,
there's just gonna be a few. I think there's gonna be a few things in these songs that are gonna surprise people. Like, wow, I never expected all the rest to do that.
Do that style.
When can we expect to hear some of this new stuff?
Probably by March, I would say.
Yeah.
We're hoping.
March, or there'll be a single coming out before then. But
are you guys? So I know you guys have been doing singles. Is this gonna be like?
Yeah. So we're planning on putting out at least one more single before the EP.
The single thing was just because that's what was working on Spotify for everyone for a while.
Grow.
Yeah, a lot of people were doing that just because you were more likely to hit like playlists and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like the way to release music. I think now it's just time, people are asking for it.
It's also been easier as an indie band. Because, obviously when you're signed with the label, you have press and, all the stuff behind you to make an album, do it, quickly and then get it put out and, pushed and promoted and everything. Yeah. But for us, I've been doing this all independently with our management. And
it's kind of costly,
Yeah. So it's just kind of made more sense to just put out singles here and there and just see what happens, test the waters.
And still, we were still finding our sound for a while. We've been putting out a lot of singles, but I don't think that songs like Stay and Ghost Heart are entirely in the same vein as these new songs.
Not at all, actually.
It's changed it's changed a lot. And we're going to continue to change, and, hopefully people like that.
Yeah, when you release the EP, you have to, tour that, so, we didn't really have anything we were comfortable with, doing that with or anything like that.
What would you say is kind of like probably the highlight of as a band y'all's career so far?
I, honestly, for me, I think when we recorded the song that's gonna be on the EP, should I just say the song name?
Yeah, you can say the title.
Happy Ain't Easy is
we just got exclusive.
Exclusive.
So it's the title of the song, but when we recorded that song, it was just like an amazing process, and I'd never had that much fun making something, and
it was
every time I listened back to the demo after we recorded it, I just would get the chills, and it's one of those songs where you're just this is it.
It's a
this is where
I remember when I was writing that song, it started off from just this drum loop, and I was working on it, and I had something that was kind of similar but not quite what it is now. But I remember just going, and I was in my basement by myself, and I was just pacing around trying to come up with different lyrics. I remember when I got it, I ran upstairs. I was like, Dad, I got this chorus. It is dope. I'm so excited about it. And then hearing it come to life and in the studio was pretty cool.
We do play it live So yeah,
Yeah, one
if
of
you
my-
come to a show, you'll hear it.
One of my highlights, though,
Thought we were exclusive.
one of my one of my highlights for all the rest, and really 2018, because before that, I don't look at a whole lot of things as necessarily highlights. I feel like we're still at the very beginning, and there's lots more good to come. But this Alamo show that we played on the 23rd of December was insane. There was
so much fun.
so many people there, and so many
You guys packed it out, right?
friends
Yeah.
and fans
Yeah, it
and
was-
family, and it was just
Packed out the Alamo.
Yeah,
it was
cool.
mental.
I felt like it was kind of a good way to like wrap up the year. And
2018 was definitely our best year yet. I mean, it was incredible. Like, we went to LA 2 different times. We recorded so many songs and had like met so many people. So,
Played some
and
great
all the
shows.
shows were really fun.
What kind of shows do you guys do out there? Because I know
Well, we don't really play a lot of shows in LA. We've played a few.
it's just honestly, it's a tough city.
Yeah.
Especially for a band at our level. If you're based somewhere else and you just visit LA and book a show, like, so like you're only gonna get the people that really know you out there to come. It's not like you can just put a poster in the street and people are gonna care.
Yeah. But we were just playing some shows that our manager booked. Just
Yeah,
for
we've done
some-
like 5. I think
for
we've done
some
like
fun.
5 shows out there.
Yeah, they were all really fun.
is that one of the
Yeah.
goals when you guys move out there? Is just to book a ton of shows and try and do what you guys did here in Georgia, but out there.
Well, we want to get on
Yeah.
a tour.
Yeah,
We want to be
Yeah.
out in LA for the community.
the community out there is insane. It's like there's a lot of creatives here, but there's so many there. And then the playing shows in LA sounds cool, but like being on a tour is definitely my goal for 2019.
I think one of the main things I've learned through this journey is that it just takes patience. So much patience and
lot.
and commitment. Like if there's something that you have a goal to do, or this dream that you want to pursue, I think it's really important to not hesitate, but also be patient and give it time and just work at it the best you can. So
Patience has been super key for us. Like
People as in
each other.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can fight a lot. We fight like brothers. Fight like
just
so.
Yeah.
It's almost like-
over stupid stuff. And
Yeah. It can almost be like a marriage, like when
It's a
you're married to
four-way
someone for
marriage.
so long, like you find more reasons. From what I've heard, I'm not married obviously, but from what I've heard, it's like you find reasons to keep loving them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's it. It almost feels like that sometimes. Like there keeps coming up with reasons on like why this matters so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
it
you go
never
through
ends.
phases, like you said, just like a marriage, where it's you're stoked about it, and sometimes you're not.
Yeah, sometimes
but
you
just
like-
gotta.
But you got to give if you want to receive.
Exactly.
And I like another thing is just like embracing the struggle, like that, like it is such a hard thing to do. And like to be a creative right now and to be a band and try to make that, there's such
a saturated market.
yeah,
too.
it's saturated.
Yeah.
So it's like embracing that struggle of and just finding your lane and just embracing being uncomfortable is, I think, a key element to what you need to write or do something incredible.
Yeah.
So just patience all across
Patience.
the board.
Patience. Yeah.
Patience is the virtue.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where did you go?
I've been right here the whole time.
None of you guys will know that.
By the way, to you guys that are watching, these guys do incredible work. They, like they said, they shot our last music video for Waste My Money. It was super sick. It's so fun working with them. They do amazing work. They really care about the quality. Jesse's been doing pretty much all of our visual content and stuff for a while. So yeah,
I
Appreciate that,
Great
man.
guys,
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
Thank
Jesse,
you.
we look so good on social media because of Jesse.
And we look so good right there because of you guys. Like
Jesse does make things look nice.
Every profile picture I've ever had on Instagram is Jesse's photo.
It's so funny too. I can't even remember I know me and you met through Curry.
Yeah.
And then how I got roped into your guys' music stuff is I don't remember how
I don't
that
either.
happened.
there
But it
wouldn't
just
be
happened.
pictures of me if it weren't for Jesse.
Yeah.
Hey, I really appreciate that compliment, and we really appreciate having you guys on, taking your time.
of course.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for the coffee.
It was good.
thanks for your patience as we set this up for you guys.
We're sorry Trey couldn't be here.
That's all good.
Yeah,
Sorry,
We
Trey.
wouldn't have had room.
Where's
for him.
Trey, dude?
Yeah.
Hashtag where's Trey?
Leave room for Trey.
Leave room for Trey.
Next time we'll have a bigger couch, hopefully. All right, cool, guys. Well, thank you for watching. And without further ado, all the rest for you, Acoustic.
Questions on my mind, driving through the dead of the night. I'm alone for the ride, passing by your home. If you would've known I was there, would you try not to care? We could be magical, more than the physical. Why do you feel so cold? How long are you gonna make me wait? Are you gonna hide away? Yeah, how long are you gonna make me wait? Are you gonna hide away? Told myself I'm fine, every turn is wrong, don't know why. You're a thief in the night, drowning in my sleep. Always in my dreams, isn't fair that you're so unaware. We could be magical, more than the physical. Why do you feel so cold? How long are you gonna make me wait? Now you're gonna hide away. Yeah, how long are you gonna make me wait? Now you're gonna hide away. 'Cause I got thing for you. I got thing for you. I got thing for you. Now you're gonna make me wait. Now you're gonna make me wait, yeah. How long? Oh, how long? Yeah. Whoa, now you're gonna make me wait. Now you're gonna make me wait. Don't make me wait, yeah. We could be magical, more than the physical. Why do you feel so cold? We could be magical, more than the physical. Why do you feel so cold?